Hey folks, this is Matt once again, probably the last review I'll do for tonight, or today, however you see this. That's for Fright Night Part II, which, unfortunately the film, pretty hard to find on DVD. If you somehow find a DVD copy of this, keep it, because that was back when Artisan Entertainment had it, and they haven't re-released Fright Night Part 2. I mean, I have the film, but I'm just saying that for those out there who want to see it, you're going to be hard pressed to find it. Now, the sequel came out in 1988, and it was directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, the same guy who directed Halloween 3 and Stephen King's It. And you have William Ragsdale and Roddy McDowall coming back, which I thought was definitely the best thing about the movie, is the fact that those two are back. I think that really does help the sequel. Now, I'll say right now, the sequel is not as good as the original. It's not as good as the original. It is a step down from the original. I still think the sequel beats the shit out of the remake. The characters are better. The effects are much better. It went at a faster pace. And it was just more entertaining than the remake. I'm sorry. You want to disagree? That's fine. But I'm not taking it back. I like the sequel, Fright Night Part 2. I don't think it deserves to not be on DVD anymore, that people can find it. I don't know. Maybe by the time this is up, or maybe sometime soon or later, whatever. But either way, to start off, the biggest problem I have with the movie, only a handful, but the biggest problem is right at the start of the film, is you have William Ragsdale's Charlie talking to a psychologist, saying, it's been how much time later, saying there's no such thing as vampires. What happened in the first film was a group hypnosis. It was a defense mechanism. And then, the Fright Night 2 logo pops up. And I'm like, what? Bullshit. And that's the thing, I think the problem with the script is that it's kind of back and forth with Charlie Brewster. I believe. No, I don't believe. Now, I believe. No, I don't believe. I'm like, dude, all the shit you went through in this, there should be no doubt in your mind. Stop your fucking disbelieving bullshit. Okay? I think that's a problem with the script. Is that stop this back and forth. Oh, I believe. No, I don't. No, I believe. No, I don't. Stop it. Believe in it. It's like I'm fucking talking about Ripley's Believe It or Not. Believe it. Okay? So I thought that was a really weak attempt for the sequel to be like, well, we have to have it so that he doesn't believe in vampires again. And I'm like, that was a weak attempt, I think, at doing that. And you didn't even need to do that. You didn't need to have it so he doesn't believe in vampires again. You didn't need to do that. But after that, basically he's now in college. He has a new girlfriend played by Tracy Lind, who I like Tracy Lind. Although it doesn't explain what happened to Amanda Beers from the first film. I thought that was kind of a mistake as well. But he's in college, and he meets up with Roddy McDowall once again, the chat and stuff. But then sees this new woman called Regina, played by Julie Carmen. And he's sort of transfixed by her, and she seems to be transfixed by him, and he's wondering what's going on. One thing leads to another, and she seduces him, and she bites his neck. And he doesn't know what's going on. He starts feeling funny. Follows a friend of his, thinks, sees something that's, oh my god, Regina and this other person is feasting on him. Vampires are back again, so he goes to Peter Vincent, and he's like, oh, I'm not sure, but goes along with him. And then Regina convinces them that she's not by performing this stuff in front of a large party, that she's a performance artist. And so stuff she was doing, like Charlie sees his friend and there's no bite marks and stuff. And he's confused, and he's like, okay, it must have been a performance artist. Which again is that back and forth, I don't believe, that got annoying. I think that's the biggest problem for me. But Ryan McDowall sees there's no reflection, he believes it. It's like once he sees it, he believes it. Like Ryan McDowall's not playing the back and forth game. He does it once, But then once he believes, he believes. He doesn't play the back and forth. So, you kind of even more on Peter Vincent's side than Charlie Brewster's side in this movie. And then Regine confronts Peter Vincent. You find out that Regine is actually the sister of Jerry Dandridge, Chris Sarandon's character in the first film. And her revenge, which I like this idea, was to bite Charlie and slowly transform him into a vampire. So he has to wear sunglasses, he doesn't like garlic, and he starts feeling funny and stuff like that. And in fact, Regine even takes over the Fright Night show that Roddy McDowall had hosted. And Roddy McDowall has a great moment where he's at a bar and someone's asking, "Who are you?" And I love when Roddy McDowall claims, "I kill vampires." Like, you buy it. And then he actually tries to do it on national TV and gets put in the nut house. And the girlfriend has to get him out, and they both have to help Charlie and fuck up the vampire's day. Now, like I said, the problems I had with the film is Charlie's back and forth kind of made you lose a little bit. You care more about Charlie Brewster in the first film than this film. I still care about him because I liked him in the first movie. I liked William Ragsdale. It's not William Ragsdale's fault, it's the script. So his back and forth, I believe I don't. That was a little bit annoying. The pace isn't quite as fast as, say, the first film. It's not quite as funny as the first film. But, and then also, like, this one thing I still don't get is the psychiatrist who, at the beginning, is with Charlie. Like, there's a moment where he bails the girlfriend out, they stop at a railroad track, and then all of a sudden he's a fucking vampire. I'm like, why is he a vampire? And then his death scene is shitty and not funny. "Oh, you didn't push hard enough, let me do it." I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Did I miss something in the script? So either they knew he was Charlie's psychiatrist and they bit him, or they bit the psychiatrist and then he started making Charlie not believe in vampires, like a master plan, or what the hell? I still don't understand that, like what the whole plan with that was. But other than that, what I enjoy about the film is, first off, again, William Ragsdale, even though his character has some duh moments, I like the other aspect where, again, he's being seduced and being slowly turned to a vampire. I thought, okay, they're doing something a little bit different. Charlie Brewster, I like that. Robert McDowall is once again fantastic as Peter Vincent. I like Tracy Lind as the girlfriend, even though I don't know why they didn't explain what happened to Amanda Beers. Maybe it is because she just didn't want to come back. I know at one point they wanted the character Evil Ed, Stephen Jeffries, but he declined because it was too small a part, or because he did that 976 Evil movie that Robert Englund made. It wouldn't make sense. Like, I know he was at the ending of the first film, that last shot. "You're so cool, Bruce," like that laugh, but it didn't make sense. He's dead. So it really didn't make sense, So I'm fine that they didn't do that. Because I liked the villains as well. I liked Regine, played by Julie Carmen, who was also in the movie In the Mouth of Madness. I thought she did a fine job. Not as good as Chris Sarandon, but I thought she did a good job. I liked the supporting villains. I liked John Grease, who was the werewolf in the Monster Squad. He was also in Napoleon Dynamite. I liked him. He was, I thought, pretty funny. He was kind of like more like a werewolf type of vampire, which is weird because, again, he was a werewolf in the Monster Squad, and in this, he's a vampire, but he's more like a werewolf. I mean, I would guess he's a vampire, but again, he seemed more like a werewolf, so maybe he was a werewolf. I don't know. Maybe it's just a werewolf that likes to hang out with them. I don't know. But I thought he was funny. Brian Thompson, I really enjoyed him as this guy who you just think he's normal, but he likes to eat bugs. Brian Thompson, the villain from Cobra. He gets a bug and says like the Latin name and then eats it. Like all these bugs, like moths and beetles and stuff, which leads to a fun scene with his death scene. And even the roller skating vampire, I know a good friend of mine, Eric, he really hated the sequel. And he's like, "Why is there fog in the school when she, whatever the hell, is it he or she, I don't know, is roller skating?" I'm like, well, that didn't bother me because in the first Fright Night, It's like when Charlie Brewster and Ryan McDowall go to Jerry Dandridge's house, all of a sudden the house is just, there's fog all over the outside of the house. You're like, where is this fog coming from? So I just thought that's a vampire thing. So if I could buy that in the first one, I can buy that in the second one. It's a vampire thing, because vampires don't exist, or do they? But I liked the villains. I liked Brad Fiedel coming back for the store. That was a very good choice on that. I love Roddy McDowall. Um, Throughout it, I really enjoyed the characters. I liked seeing, even though Charlie Brewster kind of got on my nerves from time to time, it was still nice seeing him and Roddy McDowall and those characters back again. It just like carries you. Okay, I miss these guys. Whatever, I really enjoy them being back again. It really makes me wish we could have gotten a part 3, sort of close a trilogy, but unfortunately that never came to be. But that would have been nice, a part 3, like a trilogy of movies. That would have been nice. Maybe this time it would start more Roddy McDowall's character, and he would need Charlie's help or something like that. But still an entertaining film. With the store, the actors, I like the villains. I like the idea of Charlie, sort of the revenge is turning Charlie into a vampire. And the final act is a lot of fun. The final act when the girlfriend gets Roddy McDowall out of the insane asylum, when they go to get Charlie. It's a lot of fun. Great special effects. I think they did a really good job with the special effects. And each vampire death was different. Like, each one was different. That's what I liked. Each vampire was not the exact same. So they put a cloak on one, and it face lights up and it melts and stuff. I like that. I like the little crossbow that fired. If it's a crossbow, I like that little weapon that they had. Um, I like Brian Thompson's death, where you see all these maggots and stuff fall off his stomach. I like the bat-like creature in this one. I like that both Roddy McDowall and William Ragsdale helped kill the final vampire, with Roddy McDowall taking the mirror and blinding the motherfucker, and it's like, okay, sleep in your coffin, bitch! And I enjoyed that. I thought it was an entertaining finale with really good special effects. I thought the stuff beforehand was it was just great to see these characters again. I like the idea behind the plot. Again, the only thing I didn't like was this whole I don't believe, now I do. Now I don't believe, no I do. Fun scenes, like, of course, how can I forget the bowling scene with the vampires? They decide to go bowling, and they kill some people, and you have in the midnight hour. That song is playing while they're bowling, and John Grease actually plays a trick on Brian Thompson when Brian Thompson is waiting for a bowling ball, but it's actually a head, and Brian Thompson gets pissed and tries to choke the shit out of John Grease. I like that bit. And Liza Dahl, Brian Thompson tells him, "You're supposed to bite her on the neck, asshole." So you still have some fun humor, just not as much as the first one. I think because the first one has a better pace to it, has a little bit more memorable moments. I think did a little bit better with the writing. But this one it's not a sequel that embarrasses the first film. It's not a sequel that shits on the first film. It's not a sequel that harms the first one. It's an entertaining film. It's a film that deserves to be on DVD well enough so people can find it and buy it. I mean, I got a copy, thankfully, but in case it's not as good as the first film, but it's a fuck little better than remake. I mean, come on, it's Charlie Brewster and Peter Vincent back again, fucking up vampires. I'm down for that. That's my kind of movie. And Roddy McDowall, seeing this, I really miss the guy, Roddy McDowall. I really do, really, really do. And what more can I say? Just entertaining film. I really do enjoy Fright Night Part II. It's a great double feature. Fright Night 1 and 2 is a great double feature for the Halloween season. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another day of reviews. Later.